Siberia is a vast territory in the eastern part of central Russia. Its development has always lagged behind other regions of Russia due to its remoteness, poor transportation and complicated environment. During the Tsarist era, it was the destination for exiled prisoners and political dissidents. Despite its harsh living environment, Siberia has countless natural resources, which place Russia in a more advantageous position for development than many other nations. Cyanogorsk, located in the southern part of central Siberia, is a town with 60,000 people. It's one of Russia's major aluminium production bases. This smelter went into operation during the Soviet period, and in 1994 it became the birthplace of the world's largest aluminium producing enterprise.
The level of metal consumption dropped down significantly. It was almost 70 kilo per kilogram per capita of aluminum in 1990, and it's dropped to 2 kilo in 1994, in 4 years. That's why our government decided to privatize aluminum factories, and we participate in privatization, one, not very big one, but which create for us more opportunity. Sayansk, it used to produce 240,000 tons, and this is how we start. I become plant manager.
After more than a decade of acquisition and merging with related businesses at home and abroad, such as energy, smelting and manufacturing, United Company Rusal has become Russia's largest aluminium and alumina producing enterprise. It's also the world's largest manufacturer, accounting for 1/10 of the global output. 80% of Rusal's output is exported to places all over the world. Siberia has a complicated landscape. However, it has adequate water resources to enable the development of hydroelectricity. Not far from the Cyanogorsk smelter is the Yenisei River, with one of the largest hydroelectric power plants in the world that can supply electricity to the entire region.
It's not a secret that the city of Cyanogorsk was started by two production facilities, the smelter and the hydropower plants. So another name for this city is the City of Metal Workers.
Electrolysis is the principal procedure in aluminium refining. It requires plenty of electricity. In Russia, 80% of the aluminium is produced by hydroelectricity, the cost of which is low. This has become the fundamental advantage of Russia's aluminium industry.
We study a lot of Japan, because they're one of the biggest consumers in terms of consumption per capita in the world, and we learn that a country which has such a high cost of energy at certain level or at certain price of power can't produce metal anymore, just because for them it's waste. Or let's say in their case, aluminum would be seen as a solid form of energy.
A large amount of aluminium is used in making transport vehicles, construction and packaging. Its demand across the world is great. Yet, like other resource commodities, its prices are determined by supply and demand in the international markets. Its profitability is directly linked with cost effectiveness. Therefore, right from the country's early stage of economic opening up, Russia's resource export industry had to solve the problem of production cost and efficiency by enhancing its competitiveness in the marketplace. Despite its advantage in energy cost, most of Russia's production facilities were designed and built during the Soviet period. Their efficiencies vary. Even this production line, which has one of the highest production outputs in the world, has gone through large-scale modernization to achieve today's efficiency.
The Cyanogorsk smelter can be dated back to 1985. After Oleg became the director, he initiated a complete upgrade of the smelter. This enabled us to increase the current efficiency by 6%. The output increased from 380,000 to 530,000 tons per year. In terms of current efficiency, productivity issue, usage of per square meter of the plant, and any other efficiency definitions for producing 1 ton of aluminium, we are still not the best. That's why we need to research and look into how we can outperform our rivals.
Currently, Rusal's cost effectiveness ranks second in the world. The modernization of its production technology is, however, still in progress. They realize that not only do they need to catch up with world standards, they need to take a lead in development strategies, operational efficiency, and production technology to maintain their competitive edge.
It's important to have constant improvement built inside of your organization culture. The same in constant learning. It's another important thing. You know, everyone in the organization should learn more about what we're doing, what our customer doing, to predict what sort of product will they need.
While Rusal already had its own R&D department in 2004, it acquired the 80-year-old Russian National Aluminium and Magnesium Institute, VAMI, which specializes in the research of metal refining and application. This enhanced Rusal's research capacity and enabled it to possess many international technology patents.
According to worldwide practice in the industry, the best technologies are all protected by patents. These copyrights protect the future of the various industries by keeping intruders and competitors away. It is very costly to buy these patents. However, in terms of the aluminium industry, VAMI owns more than 1,500 different kinds of technology patents.
After the VAMI acquisition, Rusal was able to tailor-make low-cost plans to improve the efficiency of every old production facility and also use VAMI's expertise to manage the reconstruction, repair and maintenance of all facilities. The research capability also enables Rusal to master new production technologies ahead of other rivals and play a leading role in directing the technological development of the entire industry.
We decided to develop our own technology. We also decided for ourselves which equipment suppliers and subcontractors to use. This is the first advantage. We can also lower the capital cost. The second advantage is that we have the honor of being the pioneer of the technology.
In recent years, Rusal has expanded its technology transfer business using some of its self-developed new technologies and even done business with its competitors.
Not only are we designing the facilities, we are also constructing them, as we do in turn key projects. We can also manage these projects. Our clients can choose from these services. Nobody else in the world has the experience to provide such services.
More than 2 decades ago, Sayanogorsk was still a place rarely visited by people. Today, along with the development of the smelting industry, it's become a self-sufficient town.
20 years ago, there was absolutely nothing where my house is standing now. Then houses started to appear one after another. This meant the welfare level was getting better. So instead of leaving to settle down somewhere else, people intended to stay here.
Over the past 10 years, the Russian economy has also benefited from the export of resources. Export of commodities such as oil, natural gas and metals accounted for over 80% of the nation's production value. However, with the global economic recession of the 2008 financial tsunami, prices of resource commodities dropped due to the drastic decline of demand. This was a direct blow to the Russian economy. In 2009, international aluminium prices dropped by 35%. Rusal's sales volume also declined by 10%. Its overall income reduced by almost 50%. Although cost effectiveness was not bad, Rusal had to temporarily stop operating production facilities with low benefits and cut the manpower of supporting departments to reduce costs by more than 20% to enhance profitability. The situation did not change until 2010, when commodity prices and demand began to rise again.
Well, we clearly understand that without diversified economy, without the wealth coming not just from the natural resources but from other sectors, the Russian society and the Russian economy will not flourish. We will always depend on the situation in the particular markets, and any turbulences will lead to the reduction in living standards of Russian people.
Russia is now conducting a series of economic reforms, including the developing of different technological industries and enhancing the efficiency of various industries. This strategy will also stimulate economic growth, social development, and increase internal demands which will ultimately benefit the resource industries.
Because almost 80% of the Russian infrastructure hasn't been replaced since the Soviet Union collapse. The railroad reconstruction, building of the social infrastructure like kindergartens, hospitals, schools, that all creates an enormous amount of opportunities.
In order to create a new demand, Rusal began a few years ago to subsidize academic institutes all over the world to strengthen their research on production processes that are more environmentally friendly and more effective. It also developed new uses of aluminium and explored new business opportunities, such as changing the conductivity of aluminium so as to replace the more costly copper and replacing petrol with aluminium as a more efficient and environmentally friendly source of energy.
Energy and energy efficiency, is the key for many processes, not just for our, energy-intensive process, but in general. That's why, and we try to find solution not just today's problem, but a problem which will happen in 50 years and 20 years. And it's not just the present technology. We try to find solution for the technology which is yet to be developed.
While large enterprises utilize technological research to enhance their competitive edge, the Russian government hopes that the technology industry will set a new direction for the country. Our next episode, Innovations in Motion.